expenses of $133,508.33, leaving us a current net income of $7,137.99. The capital contribution collected this month, we had 5 closings. And for September, we had 51 age accounts over 90 days. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wanda. Do we have any questions for Wanda? No? Under the president's report, I just have a couple things. I want to go over briefly, and one of the items will be down under old business, which will be the candidate appointment, but I'm just going to give a synopsis of what occurred and how many people we had put in the candidates form. First of all, I'll start with that. We'll vote and we'll motion at the end, but I'm just going to kind of give everybody a general idea of what occurred. We had one, as everybody knows, we have one director step down. Therefore, we had an opening on the board, of which last month we had 4 people put in resumes, which was phenomenal because we've been asking for years for people to get involved, and now we have 4 people. All the resumes were great resumes, from 3 from this side of the community. 1 was from Greenwood Manor, which we don't have representation for right now, which would be a bonus to the board, I feel. In addition to that, I think the timing works out perfectly because I will not be running, as I expressed to some of the board members, I will not be rerunning for the board for 2015. I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm just extremely busy at work. I have a lot on my plate. I'll help out with the committees or help out where needed, as I stated. I have no problem with that at all. So with that said, I don't know if we'll have a quorum. Who knows, you might have a quorum this year, you might not, but my recommendation, and certainly it's a board decision, my recommendation is to vote 3 of the candidates on, and the reason being is because we can go 7 members or we can go 9 members. As long as we have an odd number for St. Docs, we can have 9 members on the board. Since I will be resigning, or not rerunning if there's a quorum, I'm not putting a candidate form in. There's also another director that had mentioned that they would like to resign. So with that said, if the board chooses to vote 3 of these individuals on, we'll have the board membership up to 9, and then with 2 resignations coming, or depending on quorum, obviously, that will bring you back down to 7, and you could choose to leave it at 7 or choose to leave it or bring it back up to 9. That will be a board discretionary vote. The only reason I'm saying this now is because all the resumes are great. People are stepping forward as we asked, and I think it would just be a good time to get some big people on the board and get them established and working on some committees and stuff. So I'll just leave your thought process on that until we get back down to it, because we'll vote on this later, we'll motion for it. I just kind of wanted to put it out there and just let everybody know that I'm definitely not rerunning. So just something we need to think about. We'll have to reestablish the officer positions, etc. So you have a couple months to think about it and decide on what you want to do. This is my recommendation. Board will vote on it. You can vote 1 person on and make it 7, or you can vote 3 and bring it up to 9. My recommendation is 9, but again, we'll vote on that later. The second thing I'd like to bring up is the, matter of fact, while I'm on the subject, I'll go ahead and name that we'll introduce the, we don't mind. Is everybody here that put in their resumes? Okay. We'll just kind of put a name and a face on it real quick, and then we all think about it a little bit before we get down to the voting. I'm just going to pull the first one that's in the stack here, which is Jose Cabrera. Jose Cabrera lives in Waterford community. He moved into Palm Beach Plantation in 2008, and I know he's currently on the landscape committee and currently on the finance committee. Jose, would you like to say just a couple of things?
No, not really. I'm ready to work if I get elected, and pretty much that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jose. Just a little background. Jose has an accounting background, so that would obviously be a bonus, especially for a treasury position if you're seeking to change anything there. been in the community since 2008 as well. Bob has been involved in board of directors in the past, so he has experience with working on board contracts, etc. He was in the United States Air Force for 26 years, serving in planning and management and leadership positions. So I will let Bob step up and want to say a couple things, or why you want to be on the board?
Yeah, as you know, I travel a lot, but I'm not traveling anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe being retired would be greatly enhance the board. I think a lot of people on the board with full-time jobs, I think I could solve a lot of problems because you pick up the phone and call me in the day, and I'd be glad to do it. So I want to add to the board, and I think that's a contribute.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. The next individual is Brian. Brian lives over in the Greenwood Manor section. Managerial experience. Yep, okay. And has an insurance background, investment background. Brian, would you like to?
Okay. I moved in 2010. My wife was the original owner in 2008. I'm a newlywed. But I just like the rest of you, I care about my property. It's one of our greatest assets, and I want to see the property values around here increase. I think I bring a lot to the table. I own 14 rental properties. I've been owning and operating those myself since 2005. So I have the business acumen and professionalism, I believe, to be an asset to our board.
Thank you. Okay, and then finally we have Fran, lives in the Mulberry Grove community, and Fran actually is a new homeowner. She did join the landscape committee a few months ago, and her background is basically in education, counseling, psychology, etc. So, Fran?
I have been here since July, which is a short time, but I think I bring fresh eyes. The community I came from was also an HOA, and I was on the board there for 8 years. Everything from member at large to president. So I do have a lot of experience on being on board. But I do feel I have a lot to give, and I also retired like Bob, so I have time on my hands.
Thank you, Fran. Okay, so that kind of puts a face on the name for everybody. So if you guys think about this, and we'll move through the agenda, and we get down to the old business, we'll put a vote in, we'll get the motions, and then we'll vote. Okay, and the other item is, I just want to put it out there that FEMA has put out new flood maps for Palm Beach County, and Palm Beach Plantation obviously is on the flood maps, and what they did is they actually increased our flood zones, which would increase our flood insurance, which was inappropriate. The CDD is actually working with a local representative and the engineers, and we're redoing the flood maps and presenting it to FEMA because we feel what they had done is incorrect because of the fact that obviously we have data supporting, we have plenty of pictures from when we had the flood event, so we have data supporting that the homes did not flood. As bad as the situation was, the water did not enter the homes. So that's one bonus we have, yeah. And then in addition to that, since that, we've added 2 years, so there's no reason why our flood insurance should be increased and our flood zones changed. So we're working to try to submit that in advance of the FEMA deadline. FEMA's going to, they anticipate maybe in the first part of the year, they'll have a 90-day window for people, homeowners, to dispute this. So what we're doing is trying to work it now to see as a whole community, because you can do this on an individual basis. Each homeowner would have to pay individually. However, if the CDD takes it on as a project, we're taking the whole map and we're redoing the whole map and submitting it to FEMA to try to change the zoning for the entire community. So if that works, great. If FEMA comes back and says, no, we're not going to do it, then it allows the homeowners at least that 90-day window for y'all to go in and dispute it individually, and we'll certainly keep you informed as the progress is made on that. But that was just submitted, so I don't anticipate anything back quickly on that. Maybe within another month or two might have some information. So I just want to put it out there so people are aware. We're trying to work on it. Obviously, it's FEMA's discretion if we're going to do it. I feel pretty confident. I want to count the chickens before they hatch. I do feel confident that if they look at the data that we have presented, they're gonna change the mapping. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll keep everybody posted. Anybody have any questions on that?
I have been asked to pay the flood insurance ever since I'm moving. And I was told by the bank that since you have a mortgage, they are supposed to cover the mortgage by the flood insurance. Is that true? Even though we were not in flood zone?
We are.
We've always been.
We're always in flood zone. If you have a mortgage on your house, you have to carry flood insurance. You have to. If you don't have your house free and clear, you don't have to carry it.
If you own your home, yeah. you don't have
That's
to.
up to you. If you
We
have a
are in
mortgage.
flood zone. So
Yes.
then why are we fighting? We
Well,
are
they're
in flood
changing
now.
it, they're
They're
changing
making
it,
it
they're
like
making it a
that.
higher risk zone, so your flood insurance will go up higher.
Instead of paying $400 a year, we're probably like $800.
Or it might even be more, there were some cases.
This is not a new map. It will be a,
It is a new map.
It's a new map for FEMA, the maps haven't been updated in
They
decades.
made it worse, we're trying to get it changed
Yeah.
back. The CD's trying to change it back to the way it was.
So I'm just giving you some information on what's in the progress right now. Okay. Christine, manager's report?
Work orders, we have 24 landscape work orders with 4 slogans. Pest control, 3, none are open. Maintenance, 4, none are open. Irrigation, 4, none are open. So they are definitely coming down, especially the irrigation, which is very good because we have an old system that we replaced 700 heads so far. So it's really starting to look good. Makes me happy. CCRs, violations, we've had 70 this month. And we've had leases, sales, I've had approved 4. And we've had 3 leases that I approved. And then the last one that we had here was the website 247. I would like to see that move faster, so. Right, people don't seem to want to look at their accounts and their violations.
I think the more we get it out there, the more people will start utilizing
I have
it.
one question. The irrigation heads that you're replacing, are they rain sensors?
Oh,
Where are the rain sensors? Are those
the
rain
rain sensors are something different to irrigation heads. Irrigation heads are the ones that pop up and make the water.
Okay, okay.
The rain sensors are at the bottom. Gets rain on it, cuts it off.
They're not foolproof.
They have, unfortunately, not.
I have a question on the leases. On the 3 leases, were those re-rentals or were they new rentals?
One of them, last month, this month we have 2 different ones. One of them was someone who was already living in the community and just moved to a rental. But the others were new rentals, the other 2.
So they were new houses with new rentals,
Right.
not rentals that just changed over.
No.
So our rental rate went up. So we're now 511.
No, not at all. Some came on, but a lot came off.
No,
it's like,
it's about 4, so 3 is good.
I just wondering what the total percent of rental.
it actually went down.
So it's around 10%?
I'd say 9. I was surprised to see the reduction, but you get
I
that,
love
you get that
to see
number
it. I love to see it.
from the amount we collect on the security deposit.
The lower the number, the better.
Yes, it's going down.
I have a question on the irrigation with regard to our Southborough water management permit for the surface water. The monitoring, since we changed over, we're now using a irrigation company. Who's monitoring the meters for you to send in your readings so that we're not in excess of our usage?
Mike uses
He
me
is
once a
doing that.
month, and I report it to them.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure, because I know we had the landscape company doing it before, but I wanted to make sure the irrigation company is doing that. And we're fine with the monitoring, having done it.
Very good, that's easy for me to do.
Thank you. Okay, going to go on to the committee reports. Russ is out of town, so we don't have the architectural report. Nat, on the, I'll let you go over the clubhouse and the rentals, but I do want to mention that last month we had few people that wanted to join the security committee, so we're starting up a security committee, and I know Christine had emailed them, everybody, did you have a meeting, or have you gotten everybody together? I think it was like
No.
3 or
No, I
4
haven't.
people?
No, because I've been trying to organize something and having conflict with time, so,
Oh, okay.
but I will definitely.
So we're gonna start, you're
Yeah,
definitely gonna start
absolutely,
getting that done,
absolutely,
perfect.
absolutely.
People were out of town.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Because how many people, there was
3.
Okay, from the meeting, okay, perfect. And, all right, so, the rentals and the home association?
Yeah, the association homes, we've brought in 39,000 in rent. After expenses, it's 26,000 profit. Clubhouse rentals, we've made so far 6,000 this year in clubhouse rentals.
Thank you. Any other questions from that?
Just a lot of this kind of stuff. Use that money to buy this kind of stuff we have. So it works out great. We've got some, and we've got a chunk of money to put in the community left that we got to burn up for the year. So.
Okay, next is landscape. The landscape committee met again. There was a couple of board members in the audience. We had several homeowners that showed up this month, which was nice because usually we don't have anybody in attendance. But we did have Palm Beach Broward perform a presentation. It went over very well. The committee again discussed and reviewed their due diligence, and the recommendation remains as last month. The committee is recommending Palm Beach Broward landscape for the contract. We would need a motion, yes.
Okay, I'd like a motion for the committee's recommendation and go with Palm Beach Broward. A second. A second. Palm Beach Broward for landscaping.
Nobody seconds? Okay. That motion doesn't carry. Motion doesn't carry, so at this point in time, you'll have to put them on a 30-day. If the contract is renewed.
I'll make a motion to give Rocky RD Services a 6-month probationary contract.
Wow.
30-day cancellation. And at this same rate, we're gonna pay Palm Beach Broward.
We voted a survey that is no.
Everybody second it?
I second motion.
If you want to discuss, we'll discuss.
I'm presenting the landscape committee's opinion, so the landscape committee is opposed to that.
I understand, and I'll explain, it's not that I want to go against the landscape committee. I understand they do a lot of work, and I appreciate what they've done. But after looking into this since last month, we figured out, and I apologize to everybody for sleeping on the job, but I looked into what was going on between the landscape company and between the management and between the board. And the lack of communication has put, I'm not saying Raphael is
And I
not
think
being
you're
perfect.
totally wrong on that. I absolutely disagree.
Are you gonna open this up to comments from people? I'm just
100%.
curious.
No, we'll open after, okay, we have to go through the meeting, we will
So
certainly
you're
go.
gonna make an agreement before you open up for discussion?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's how it works.
Yes.
That's how it works.
I'm sorry.
Forget that they've done thousands of dollars of damage on all of our properties.
That's the
Okay, but
problem.
we will have a chance to voice our concerns.
Okay, I totally disagree with you, because you know what, as you said, you're out of the loop a lot, you've been out of town a lot, you don't see all the communication, I'm not gonna dispute that there's work orders, and everybody please keep quiet. I'm not gonna dispute that there could be work orders that could be missed, there's always human error in everything. However, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that she's the reason that Raphael is not performing. I don't believe that,
I'm
I
not
don't
saying,
believe
I'm not
that.
saying it's not saying there's a lot of pieces of place. Art, it's the board's fault, Christine's fault, and Raphael's fault.
Oh, my
all
God.
at the same time. Lots of different issues. Like I said, I looked into that. We've had people complaining, why has there been no beautification? Well, I haven't seen a beautification bid in months. And I looked into it, I asked Christine, I had Kurt went into the office, and they said, she said, we got multiple bids from Raphael for beautification.